Hello, everybody. It is July the 31st. Not quite August 1st yet, but it's July 31st. And it's time for another episode of AMA Air. My name is Matt Ruddick. Coming up today, we're going to give you some insight into the National Fun Fly and membership meeting that happened last weekend.
And we're going to debut our brand new tagline.
And we're going to tell you about a brand new program that's coming up. It's launching today, as a matter of fact. It's called the Club of the Month. We're going to tell you all about it, all that and more, coming up today on AMA Air. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of AMA Air. My name is Matt Ruddick.
And I'm Claire Aldenheisen.
And hey, we've got a special guest on the show. You can see him right now.
Do.
He's right down there.
Yep.
It's Randy Cameron.
Hi, Randy.
EVP here at the AMA. Randy, thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just jumping right in here on the broadcast. We brought you on because you were the instrumental in the National Fun Fly that happened last week. You were the contest director or event manager. Boy, forgive me if I got that name wrong.
Event manager. Because it's a fun fly.
That's right. And you kind of made this whole thing happen along with the whole team of other folks. I got to start by asking you, how did it go? How was the event?
It went great. We had beautiful weather. There's quite a few people that showed up in lieu of the event that COVID was there, looming over us. Mm-hmm. I think we had 87 pre-registered pilots and 82 that actually signed in to the event on the logs for the contest logs, whatever the event logs. And I'm really proud of that. And I think it was a fantastic event. Everybody there had a great time.
That's a great turnout for the first event, especially with everything that's going on. That's, I haven't heard a single bad thing about it. Honestly, everybody's been saying what a great time they had.
Yeah. Yeah. The only complaint I had was there wasn't enough electrical power down on the far west end of the flight line, which in that picture you could see was a pretty good long line. And, They were wanting to charge batteries, so no big deal.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a great shot. Beautiful shot. You guys had beautiful weather all weekend long. It was a little hot, but it was beautiful. It was great flying weather.
Little too warm for me, I'll be honest.
It was great. The weekend before that, I was at a different event in Kansas City, and it was like 95, and it was hot. Ooh. Yeah.
I don't know how many people know this about me, but I don't like the heat very much. We got some beautiful photos there that were posted. I think these were photos from Krista Graff, according to the notes that I have. They were posted to the Ifly AMA Facebook group. Maybe some other.
Oh, that's a great one. Well.
Yeah, some beautiful photos. There's some amazing turbine jets that were flown out there. Just such a cool event. I'm so glad everybody was able to get out and enjoy some good times, some good weather, and some good flying out there. One of the other things I wanted to touch on briefly with you, Randy, was the membership meeting. So normally we have these membership meetings throughout the year. Normally happens like at AMA Expo. This year we decided to have a virtual membership meeting. I was wondering if you could talk to us a little bit about that.
Sure. It's primarily due to the COVID. All the vice presidents didn't come in. There was only 3 of us here actually on site. And so having a virtual meeting just made sense to do, where everybody could just log in and watch it. And I think we had about 70 people online at any given time watching the event. And we did have the McCullough room set up where people could from the fun fly could go up and watch as well. That worked out really well. It was, of course, recorded, so now people can go back and watch it again and get the same information, or if they had a question, they can look at it again or whatever. It was just a good way to present that meeting, and we didn't have any venues at all this year, so I'm just glad we were able to do it.
Absolutely. It was something brand new that we've not tried before, is to do this virtually. And as you said, about 70 people or so. Now, granted, it might not sound like a ton, but on the middle of the day on a beautiful Saturday. I thought that was a pretty good turnout, I thought. But the great thing is people can watch after the fact, and you can head over anytime you want to modelaircraft.org/funfly. And on that page, we've got the membership meeting video embedded on that page. You can watch it right there. There's tons of great information from all over the country, from all the various district vice presidents. And there was just so much good information there. I encourage everybody to go check that out. So
definitely.
Well, Randy, I got to ask, do you have any kind of specific stories or any cool experiences that you had at the Fun Fly this past weekend that you want to share with the folks?
Yeah, but probably my best story is a friend of mine that actually is from here in Missouri. We fly at the same field. I've known him for a long time, and he likes to train people and stuff. So his name is James Hubble. Someone brought me an individual as a contest director for the event that was wanting to be buddy boxed or trained on his airplane or help with putting the plane together even. And I took him down to James, and James grabbed him under his arm, and he had a SIG cadet there with him. And so he buddy boxed him about 4 flights on Friday with that SIG cadet. And then he there was an individual there from Horizon. It was a scout, the air scout, that they had to put together and get set up on the radio and everything. And that guy from Horizon helped James and this individual get the plane all put together. And they buddy boxed on that a few flights on Saturday. And then Sunday before he left, he actually did get to solo that plane. So it was a pretty awesome experience.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Really is what this hobby is about, I think, is getting somebody that's brand new like that and showing them what the hobby's about, and then giving them a successful flight like that. That's so cool.
That's wonderful.
It was really good.
Well, very cool. Well, Randy, thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything else you want to kind of share with the folks listening at home before we let you go?
Well, I'd like to shout out for the people that helped me out with the event. Joyce Hager, of course, she made a lot of things happen. Yolanda, she stuffed bags and did things that were, needed for me in the background quite a little bit. And there were other people at headquarters that helped out. And I'd like to thank my wife, because she sat there at the registration table the whole time, collected money from people as they came in, and sold shirts and stuff. And that money went back to the AMA Foundation. And of course, Kelsey was out there too, and she sold over $1,200 worth of raffle tickets. And we had some good vendor items that were provided, and a couple of vendors on site. So it was awesome. It was a good event.
That's so great.
So, very cool. Well, Randy, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We hope we can get you back on the show again here soon.
We'll do it.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
You too.
So cool. I'm so glad they had such a great turnout for that. It was such a cool event. And I want to thank again Randy for coming on the show. Claire, you've got some news about something a little new for the AMA?
Yeah, actually, it was something that debuted at the members meeting at the Fun Fly. It is our brand new tagline. Woo! I'm very excited about this.
We do. We have a brand new tagline that debuted at the membership meeting. We happen to have a short little video that kind of explains it a little bit, and we're going to show that to you right now.
For more than 100 years, the aeromodeling community has exemplified passion every time they step up to the flight line. We experience flight as few others can. This is something that is constant from one modeler to the next. Whether you're in Holly Springs, North Carolina, Bakersfield, California, or anywhere in between, your passion remains the same: to experience flight and share it with the world. We share your passion because this isn't just our hobby, it's your hobby, and we are one community. We are the AMA.
Ooh, I got chills. I got goosebumps. I literally have goosebumps right now.
Yeah, mission accomplished then, I think. Your passion, your hobby, one community.
One
is
community.
the new tagline here at the AMA. it's interesting because for almost a full century now, our hobby has kind of expanded into various disciplines and sports and special interests, and the thing that really still is the main unifying factor for the hobby of model aviation is that we are still just one community, and I think it's important for us to come together as one community for a whole host of reasons, but that's kind of the reason that we have put this tagline out there, and you're going to be seeing that quite a bit moving forward. You can check that video out over at modelaircraft.org/community. We've got that video posted there, as well as some goodies for you guys. So if you want to use that tagline in your website, on your flyers, at your club field, in your newsletters, we've got the actual art print, the data files there for those for that tagline there on that page, as well as something really cool. You can pre-order a shirt that has that tagline featured on the front of it for $15. Again, modelaircraft.org/community is the place to go to check those things out. I hope everybody enjoys seeing that. I think we had a lot of people working really hard to come up with something that really struck the right tone, and I think they nailed it.
I think so too, because I really love the idea that no matter what you're into with aero modeling, be it soaring or RC or control line, it all comes down to that shared love of aviation. So it's that one community. We have this baseline that we can all agree on. And I think that's just fantastic. So I'm really excited about the new tagline. I'm excited for the new shirt. Wish it was green. Whatever.
We might be able to talk to somebody.
I'm not in charge of that, so...
Well, that's not the only thing we've got that's new coming out here at the AMA. We're actually launching something today. I'm really excited to tell you guys about. So we always talk about our clubs and how important clubs can be to the success of a modeler, and especially a new pilot, kind of a thing. And we've got so many great clubs all across this country that probably aren't getting necessarily the recognition that they probably deserve. And it's time we change that.
I agree.
And
we should do something about it.
Well, you know what? We are. So starting today, we are launching the AMA Club of the Month program. The Club of the Month program, it really is just designed to shine a light and expose some of these clubs that are doing great things in their community, that are, really great examples of what a club can be. And one of the cool things that we're going to be doing with these clubs, so there's going to be one club each month that's going to be recognized. They're going to be announced here on AMA Air at the first of every month. So we'll talk about them on this show. We're going to have a representative from each club come on the AMA podcast, and we'll have like a long form interview with them on that show. And they'll also be featured on our social media pages throughout the month that they are being recognized. So there's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be doing for these clubs, each one that gets recognized. And it's time today to tell you about the very first one.
Yay!
So let's jump right into it. So throughout the month of August, the AMA is going to recognize the Suburban Aero Club of Chicago, or SAC, as the AMA Club of the Month. This club was formed back in 1962. It was one of the oldest model aircraft clubs in the nation. Members build and fly model aircraft of all types, including airplanes, seaplanes, gliders, helicopters, and quadcopters. This club hosts numerous events each year to promote the hobby, community involvement, charity, and to have just plain fun. And yes, just plain fun. Like that.
I love aviation puns.
The SAC also leverages STEAM activities for youth to learn hands-on skills, explore new options, and realize their full potential. The club has an instructional program to learn how to get started in the hobby as well. We've been recognizing this club as a gold leader club that also participates in the AMA's intro pilot program. The club has instructors available to help the pilots who are new to the hobby. Congratulations to the Suburban Aero Club of Chicago for all of its efforts and for being named August 2020's AMA Club of the Month.
Yay! Congratulations. That's so exciting. So, Matt, knowing that this is a brand new program that you have been instrumental in developing. I have a few questions, and I'm sure our viewers also are kind of wondering this as well. I mean, we
Boy, I'm on the
mentioned
hot
that.
seat now.
What?
I'm on the hot seat now.
Yeah, you are on the hot seat. Welcome. Oh, there's that plane I liked. Okay, sorry. It's beautiful in magenta. So you mentioned that this is one of the oldest active clubs in the U.S. And
is, yeah.
so does longevity have anything to do with eligibility for Club of the Month? Does it have to have been a club for 50 years or a club for 10 years, 5 years, 1 year? What does it take to be Club of the Month? And how do you get noticed?
It's a really good question. It's to answer your first question, no, longevity doesn't have anything to do with it. You could be a club that's been around for 50 years. You could be a club been around since 1962, like the Suburban Aero Club of Chicago, or you could be a club that's been around for 2 years. It's really kind of irrelevant to what we're trying to do. We're trying to promote clubs that are doing things that set themselves up to be examples of what a good club and a good community steward can be. We mentioned talking about SAC, the community involvement, charity work. They do STEAM stuff for youth. They welcome in new members. I think it's kind of easy to understand what a good, I want to say a good club, but what a club that should be an example, what kind of the stuff they would be doing, and that's how you get noticed. And I would encourage folks to reach out to us, and let us know what your club is doing and some of the stuff that you have going on, because it may not be on my radar or the rest of our team's radar, but I'd love to hear about it for sure. And one of the really important things that I've been looking at is, who are some of the leader clubs out there that are doing the things that a leader club should do. And I think that's another thing. We talked about this on the AMA podcast about a month or two ago. We kind of talked about the differences between what a standard club and a leader club is, and looking at some of those requirements, and those I think go into a little bit of the decision-making process, but there's no one magic criteria. I guess it's the important thing to say. It's one of those, you'll know a club of the month when you see it.
I like it. I like that.
We want to congratulate the Suburban Aero Club of Chicago for being our first AMA Club of the Month. We're going to be having here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have their club president, Devin Turno. I actually think I saw him in the comments section.
He's here. I mean, on the stream. He's not
on the stream.
Here.
We're going to have him on the AMA podcast here in just a few weeks. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. And of course, all of our AMA social media channels, we're going to be promoting and showing off the Suburban Aero Club of Chicago there as well. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. And then again, in about a month, September 1st, we'll have a new one. We'll tell you about the new one then.
There he is. Hi, Devin.
So that's the AMA Club of the Month. You can head over to modelaircraft.org/clubs as well for more information there. Well, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for Ifly AMA.
Yay!
Everybody's favorite section, portion, whatever you want to call it, of the show. The Ifly
Definitely
AMA.
our favorite
Definitely
segment.
mine. Hey, have you guys joined the Ifly AMA Facebook group?
If you haven't,
time.
Why not?
Well, if you haven't, facebook.com/group/iflyama. Go join after this show is over. We've got some really cool stuff going on over there. But first, we have some stories that we found that we wanted to share. Yeah. Claire, what did you find this week on the Ifly AMA Facebook group?
That is a great question. I have been very enamored of flight videos lately because I don't know what it is. They just are so captivating to me. So I picked another flight video. This one is from Arthur Hernati. It is his Turbo Timber flight video, and it's really cool because I'm not sure how he did it, but to me it seemed as though he utilized Google Earth to show his flight path. And I just think it's just the coolest thing. And It's also based out of San Ramon, California, which is in the Bay Area, and that's kind of my old stomping grounds. I grew up in the Bay Area, so I'm a little biased towards any kind of flight that happens back there. And I love this. I think it's so cool because, you know, you're not just seeing him flying, you're also seeing how he flew.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is,
I just think
that
that's
is
just
really
the neatest
cool.
thing. So it's not just this. It's not just this data simulation thing. He actually has the flight in there as well. It's really cool.
Although I got to tell you, I'm just fascinated by this in and of itself. It's so
Right?
cool.
Do you go on Google Earth sometimes and just like look at things? Because I
yeah.
do.
Oh yeah. I go out there. I look for like Area 51 and whatnot. It's a good time on the Google
Who
Earth.
doesn't?
This is really cool. That how he was able to plot those points on and kind of layer them on top of Google Earth. That's super cool.
Yeah.
And then of course we got this awesome flying footage to go along with it. That's so neat.
I know. I love it. I just think it's fantastic. I love flight videos. I think there's just something very like soothing about them and pleasant.
Absolutely. Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing that story.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
So I've got something, we talked a little bit about clubs just a minute ago, and you mentioned something about, clubs that have been around for a long period of time. Well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a club that is featured on iflyama that has been around they're celebrating their 50th year of being a chartered club. That's amazing. That's is
fantastic.
A huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
A huge milestone. Shannon Bastian and Craig Bastian, they posted a few photos from the Casper Aeromodelers out in Casper, Wyoming. They said it's a fantastic fly-in, celebrating the 50th year of being a chartered club. Little windy, lots of flying, eating, and visiting. Just a really amazing accomplishment for this club. So congratulations to the Casper Aeromodelers for celebrating their 50th year of being a chartered club.
That sounds like so much fun.
They've got some cool pictures there that you guys can check out. This is just an example, just a small example of some of the awesome stuff you can find on the iflyama Facebook group. So again, have you joined?
And if not, why not?
Head over to facebook.com/group/iflyama. Check out all the cool stuff we've got going on over there. There's some really great content being posted there, not by us, by all of you. And that's what it's all about, because we are all one community. So go check that stuff out. But that's not all. We're not done with iflyama.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Because we are quickly approaching the deadline for the AMA's iflyama cover photo contest. Yay! For the month of August. We've got, I guess, less than a day to get your votes in there. We've got a bunch of entries.
You get some extra warning this time.
We do, because we're coming to you a day early. We're broadcasting this today. This is July the 31st. Tomorrow is the deadline, August 1st. So if you're watching before August the 1st, get your votes in. Here's some really cool examples of some of the entries we've had in there. Our producer Dylan is going to show you some of those.
And the winner will be announced tomorrow on iflyama. It will not be live from us, unfortunately, because we'll probably be out flying ourselves. But there are some fantastic photos that have been submitted. And just for the record, we are watching what you post. So you never know who might get whose vote you might receive. There we go.
Yeah,
I got there. I'm thinking about flying.
I was going to let you get there. I knew where you were going.
Thank you.
There we go. Now we're seeing a nice, some nice examples of some of those entries. We've got some talented photographers out there in the group.
Oh, look at that! Cool. So retro.
I love that.
Hey, did you know with photos like that, like how we add that sepia tone to make it look old timey? That's actually the degradation of the film occurring. So when it was actually taken, Matt probably knows this because he's all into film, but viewers, when the film degrades, it actually turns that color. That's not how the picture looked when it originally was taken. I just think that's totally interesting. There you go, some museum knowledge for you. Oh, these photos are so good. Oh, I love them.
So be sure to head over to the iflyama Facebook group, get your votes in, get them tallied, so we can announce that winner tomorrow to be the August cover photo of the month.
Yay!
It's okay. Now we're done with iflyama.
Okay, iflyama. Just go join after this episode.
But we do have another event to tell you about.
We do.
So the National Model Aviation Day is coming up in just a few weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now, on August 15th, is National Model Aviation Day. And Matt knows this about me, but viewers, you might not know this. I love unofficial holidays. So, like, if it's National Donut Day or it's National, I don't know, Wear Red Sneakers Day, I tend to send an group email out to everyone on staff at AMA about it. And I'm like, let's celebrate, let's do something. But this one is really important to me because it's National Model Aviation Day. It is August 15th, and I am so pumped. I'm stoked.
Such a cool time every single year. You can head over to modelaviationday.com. You can register. You can find events in your area. You can purchase merchandise. I guess there's a new shirt this year, which is always exciting.
It's a beautiful color. It is teal, and everyone should get one because it is a universally flattering color on everyone, so you have no excuse.
I'll be the judge of that. Thank you very much.
Rude. I'm so excited for this event.
Yeah, but it's always a fun time every year, and there's so many clubs across the country that get their clubs together, their members together, and put on these community events to celebrate Model Aviation Day. And I'm always excited to see what people come up with, because everybody does it a little bit differently, and I think that's the best part about it. So I'm excited to see what everybody does. Again, that's coming up on August the 15th, National Model Aviation Day. So head over to modelaviationday.com for more info.
I'm so excited.
Finally, I have a question for folks out there. Have you ever wanted to submit news to be featured in Model Aviation Magazine?
Ooh, exciting.
Well, we've got a new way for you to do that through our modelaircraft.org/executive-council. You can submit news from your club, from your area, to your district VP, who can put that in their columns that are featured every single month in Model Aviation Magazine. Again, all you got to do is go to modelaircraft.org/executive-council to submit your news, your stories, your photos, whatever it may be, and that goes directly to the AMA VPs for their columns. I think that's a really great way to start getting some of these stories that may not get the attention that they probably deserve, get them a little bit more attention. I think that's really cool.
I think that's great. And it's hearkening back to our new tagline, your passion, your hobby, one community. So everybody who's, feeling like they're feeling left out, now's your chance to get the word out there and share your awesome club with the world. I think that's so cool.
Absolutely. Tell us what's going on in your area. We want to hear all about it, and we want to read about it in an upcoming issue of Model Aviation Magazine. So that is about wraps it up for this week's episode of AMA Air. Now, before we wrap this up, though, we do have one last announcement we need to make.
Teeny tiny announcement.
So the next episode of AMA Air coming up in just a couple of weeks. There's something very special about that episode. It is a significant milestone episode, and we're going to celebrate it in just a couple of weeks. Do you know what that milestone is, Claire?
I do know what the milestone is. I'm so excited.
Of course you know, because you were in the pre-production meeting.
That's right.
For everybody at home, our next episode of AMA Air will be our 100th episode of AMA Air. Since we launched back in late 2015.
For my time.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
I remember that. I remember launching the show. It was terrifying, and it was also a blast, but it was also really terrifying. But we're going to talk all about that next time. We're gonna have some special guests. We're going to have some cool surprises for you guys. So be sure to tune in on the next episode of AMA Air coming up in just a couple of weeks. And
It's going to be so much fun.
it's going to be the 100th episode, and we're going to have a blast.
Yay!
So here's the thing. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. That way you don't miss out on that. Of course, we're still going to be broadcasting it live here on Facebook and on YouTube, like we've been doing here lately. And yes, we are live.
We're live
London's
now.
RC. We are live right now,
And it will be live. On
and
the
it will be
100th episode.
live then. But you'll also be able to watch it after the fact as well, just like you can watch all these other episodes after the fact. But again, it's important to subscribe so you don't miss that. But hey, while you're at it, while you're down there, like, share, comment.
Hit that notification
Hit
bell.
that notification bell. That's what the kids are doing. Do that as well.
Wait, can you hear this? I have a little bell
I heard
in
it
my room.
kind of.
Hit the notification bell. And don't forget, if you're not already an AMA member, what are you waiting for? Head to modelaircraft.org/join to join today. There are so many great membership benefits. You will not regret it.
Absolutely. But for everybody here at the AMA, thank you guys so much for watching today. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Aviator.
Aviator.
After a while, model flyer.